This is big breaking emergency news. We're getting reports that a U.S. military base has come under attack right now. This is a current and active situation, and this is on the tail end of the attacks that happened in Israel today as well. And you can see here that airspace in the Middle East is shut down over Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, parts of Iran. It's all shut down, and there's a all-out effort to evacuate people out of this region and out of Israel. All right, so lots of big stuff going on. We're getting initial reports that a U.S. military base was attacked as well, right? And during this attack today, there were actually U.S. Navy destroyers intercepting missiles during this. So the U.S. was directly shooting down Iranian drones and missiles today. That's what's been going on, and there's a ton of big news. All right, so really quick, hit that like, hit that subscribe to get this video out, to help get these warnings out, because this is urgent, and there's a lot of big stuff going on. All right, look at all these big news stories here. We have a ton of stuff. We have cyber attacks, nationwide cyber attacks happening, and nationwide power outages happening in Israel as well, right? So tons of big news. This is a developing situation, and they are saying that there's going to be a retaliation from Israel very soon. But initial reports are coming out that there are attacks of U.S. forces at Erbil International Airport in Iraq. And there's also saying there's attacks at Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq as well. And you can see here, people are reporting that air raid sirens are going off in this region. All right, so there is a U.S. military base here, and there are U.S. forces here, and there are initial reports, this just came out in the past few hours, that this international airport has been attacked. And you can see here from this picture, all right, there is no airspace over Iraq right now. Nothing. This is a current picture. I just took this 5 minutes ago. So it seems like something is going on in Iraq. There's no airspace. It seems like there's a shutdown in Iraq of the airspace. And this airport, actually, Erbil International Airport, is completely shut down right now from these attacks. So there has been an attack on a U.S. base. They have a base there at the airport. And you can see here, and also at Al-Assad base, which is just about an hour southwest of this base, inside of Iraq as well, a little bit closer to the Syrian border. And you can see here, this is right near Iran. All right, so here's Iran, here's Tehran, the capital, and you can see here, this is not far from the border of Iran. All right, so this is big. This is a major escalation, and this could drag the U.S. further into this war. We already have U.S. Navy destroyers right here in the Mediterranean that have been shooting down these missiles all day and have been intercepting them. And some of these potentially have been ICBMs, because some of them were intercepted in space, it seems like, from the explosions that are happening. Right? They're not typical explosions, or it's some kind of new weaponry that is being used. Right? It seems like the U.S. military is pulling out a lot of their stops for this attack that is happening right now. All right, so airspace over Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and half of Jordan is completely shut down right now. You can see here's a live situation of flight radar right now, and there is no flights going over Iraq. None going into Baghdad, none going into Erbil. Okay, and these airports, it seems like they have all been shut down. So something big has happened in Iraq as well, because these drones and missiles have already passed over Iraq. The attack is over now. They said the attack has concluded. Iran has informed the United Nations that the attack is over for now. And so there's no drones or missiles flying over Iraq right now. And the airspace is shut down. Okay, and this is at 10 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time. So it seems like this base was potentially hit, and they're saying multiple bases have been hit, and the U.S. military possibly implemented a no-fly zone in this region. And there was actually a U.S. military tanker that was putting out a emergency call sign. I think it was a 777 or 7700 call sign. I don't remember the exact call sign. It was an emergency call sign that they were putting out, and they were right over here in this exact region of Iraq. All right, that was earlier today, so that could have potentially been related to this attack that we're seeing on this base. So let's pray and hope that there's no U.S. casualties to this, because it really feels like we're on the edge of World War III. Right? This is the big one. Iran has never directly attacked Israel, and they're saying this is in response to Israel attacking one of their top commanders a couple weeks ago at an embassy in Syria. Okay, so embassies are supposed to be diplomatic immunity places. There's not really supposed to be attacks, especially state actors, state-funded attacks on embassies. So this was pretty out of the ordinary for Israel to attack this embassy and wipe out a top Iranian commander, pretty much one of their top generals in their army. So they're saying that this is the response to that attack. But now Israel is saying that they are going to potentially respond to this as well. And Biden is holding national security meetings right now, and he's talking to Benjamin Netanyahu. This is going on right now. You can see here it says Biden emergency national security meeting. All right, he's holding that right now with his national security force, and they are discussing their options of what they're going to do and how they're going to respond to this chaos. All right, so there was also a major cyber attack that hit Israel. All right, we were seeing major blackouts of the electrical grid, and this cyber attack was also telling people to, quote, prepare for war. They were getting messages, they were taking over websites and shutting down the power grid, and it was giving people messages to, quote, prepare for war. So we could see cyber attacks potentially hit the United States as well. All right, we could see responses because the U.S. was shooting down these drones and shooting down these missiles and intercepting them. They also had the Iron Dome system up, but the U.S. military was doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Right? They were doing a lot of the response to shoot down these drones and missiles. So we could see attacks inside the U.S. as well. We could see cyber attacks. We could see systems wiped out. Right? This has already happened before. A few months ago, we had water systems attacked in Pennsylvania. Right? And they're just waiting for the big one. And it could be a false flag as well. We could see this situation exploited to implement an agenda, right? Bad actors have bad agendas, and they love to use these emergencies to their benefit, right? You can also see here it says that the Houthis and Hezbollah also join in the blitz. Right? There were rockets coming from Syria, Lebanon, all over the place. There were rockets coming in. You can also see here that the Jordan Air Force is defending Israel, and they were setting up no-fly zones over their airspace, and that's potentially, people are saying potentially to open up for Israel to respond when they need to. Right? We also have Germany they're warning that the entire region is at risk of plunging into, quote, chaos. Saudi Arabia expresses, quote, deep concern, and stuck Britons could be plucked from beaches in, quote, Dunkirk style evacuation. All right, so they're talking about going up in there with boats and trying to evacuate people, Britons and Americans too. There's a bunch of people that are trapped there right now and are worried because the flights are booked up, right? Everyone's already booked up. They're really expensive right now. They can't really get out that way. And now they're talking about bringing in a bunch of boats and evacuating people that way. So this is a big situation, and it seems like this really is one of the things bringing us closer to World War III. Like, is this it? Did it start? It seems like it's starting. If it hasn't already started, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think World War III already started? Is this the start of it? Now we have a U.S. military base being attacked at the same time as these attacks today. All right, is this the start of World War III? It definitely feels like it. It's a major precedent set because Iran has never directly attacked Israel. There's been proxies. Oh, it's Hezbollah. It's these different groups that are attacking through Iran, right? Iranian funded. But there's never been a direct attack ever. And especially like this was a pretty big event. And there wasn't a lot of devastation because it was intercepted and they did give them forewarning. So it could have just been a show of force as well, of what could actually happen if things are really unleashed. And both of these countries, Israel definitely has nuclear weapons, right? They have the Samson option. It's in their military doctrine. It's called the Samson option. Look it up, okay? And it is the doctrine that if their country is threatened, they're going to launch nuclear weapons, right? And Iran has advanced uranium enrichment capabilities now, and they've been working on their enrichment for a decade now. They've had this capability, and they 100% have secret black op underground programs where they have nuclear weapons, 100%, because even admittedly, they pretty much have total enrichment to make these weapons. And you can bet that their black ops programs, they definitely have this. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. It seems like it's starting. It seems like it's the timing's all, there's been all this weird stuff going on. All this weird stuff, all these weird announcements, all this weird pressure. Everyone can feel it. We had this weird eclipse, all this weird stuff happening during it. We got the cicadas coming out, all right? Cicada, 250-year cicada swarm. It's all this weird stuff. It feels like biblical stuff is happening. Now we have this major war between Israel and Iran, and it seems like everyone's going to get sucked into this, right? Because Europe's right there too. We're all right here. We're all going to get sucked into this. This is going to turn into a world war, and that is not what we want. We want peace. We don't want our country, or we don't want our world being blown to smithereens, right? And that's what we're being pushed closer to every single day. All right, so get prepared now, guys. Get stocked up. Get your prepper pantry filled up. We could see cyber attacks here on the U.S. We definitely could, 100%. We could see cyber attacks launched. Whether they're false flag or not, we could see them. And Iran actually has this capability as well. It's one of the things that they've heavily invested in is cyber capabilities, because it doesn't cost that much to have advanced capabilities in this, right? So Get prepared, get stocked up, get your gas tanks filled up. All these countries right now, the gas lines are swamped. People are filling their tanks up right now in the Middle East, all these different countries. Look at this. This is flight radar, live view right now. People know that it's going down. Look at this big hole in the airspace. This is not normal. And this means that something's going on. There's some kind of danger happening right now. People are also saying that there's mass flight cancellations. International flights are being canceled like crazy. People trying to get in and out of the United States, even trying to leave the United States. People are saying there's massive cancellations going on right now. And a lot of it is due to this instability in this region. All right, so I'm telling you guys, get your stuff prepared. Be able to protect yourself, defend yourself, because this could be the start. This could be the start of the world war that we're on the edge of. And we also have China bubbling up in the background as well. Taiwan. There's this conflict bubbling up over the United States and China, which China could take advantage of this situation while the United States is busy with Israel. Think about it. Now's the perfect time for someone else to act, because all of our forces are in the Mediterranean right now. And they are focused on Israel. All of our intelligence, all of our tankers, everyone's over there. And it would be the perfect time, because how are they going to respond to all these different fronts at the same time? So we're extremely vulnerable. Need to be prepared. Need to be ready. Looks like this flight's going for it. He's just going to fly right over Iraq. This brave soul here. All right, so pray for this plane here. I hope he's all right. Maybe he didn't get the news. He didn't get the do not fly notice to go over Iraq. Or maybe he's in trouble, because it actually looks like this flight path kind of skirted out here and he's not moving. All right, so maybe he actually entered Iraq and something happened. Hopefully not. Could just be something with the radar. But this plane looks like it's flying right towards the danger zone that we've been talking about here. All right, so get prepared. It's crazy that this little region of the world can cause a world war, right? But that's the times we're living in. And it feels like biblical things are happening right now. And it feels like we're on the edge of something very massive. So thank you guys. Please hit it up for me down there to help get this warning out. All right, it helps, and I appreciate that. And pray for peace. All right, this could easily spiral very quickly. So thank you guys. Hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.